I wanted to take you guys physically through the lemon challenge test, or what we call the digestive reserve test, right? So I want to make sure you guys can see everything we're working on. This is something, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Debbie. Welcome to class today. We're gonna work through some new things. If you don't have your pH strips, or like me, you forgot to get lemons until the very last minute, I ran and got lemons this morning, that's okay. The whole point is for us to walk you through this so that you can use it several times. This is not a one-time thing anyway. We do this a lot with our clients. If you get pH strips through us, this is what they look like. They've got a pH strip test, tells you what the colors all mean. Anything below 7 is acidic. Anything above 7 is what's called alkaline for your, and then these little strips come and they look like this. Some of my clients cut them in half this way, like this, so that they last longer. There's quite a few in there, but when we're really trying to get to the bottom of something that's going on in an individual's metabolism, we might do a digestive reserve test, weekly or a couple times a week, just to see if we can't start building up some reserves. So as I start to prepare, I like to use a plastic spoon, not a metal spoon, and I like to use plastic cups, and I will go off camera to extract saliva from my mouth efficiently. But these are some tools that you're going to want to have, a cup and a spoon. You can use ceramic spoons. I just don't like you to use a metal spoon. It can alter the pH, especially if the saliva sits in it for a little bit of time. So make sure you have those. You can grab nitrazine strips at the drugstore. You can grab pH strips, add them to your next order, or when we're doing like a free shipping or something like that, or order them today, right now, and this is what the strips look like. This is what your lemon, I know this is backwards, but this is what your lemon challenge sheet looks like. You're gonna need a timer. I brought an extra phone. You can use like an egg timer if you want. You can use the timer on your fridge. You can use the timer on your microwave. Doesn't matter. But we're gonna get started, and then I'm gonna talk kind of about why we do this and the philosophy behind it during our segments when we're waiting to read our pH, okay? Ideally, good morning, Anne. Ideally, you've had nothing in your mouth. Ideally, they say about 2 hours. Usually we can get really good results within an hour. If you've eaten within 35 minutes, you can alter, your salivary enzymes are still pretty active, and that can alter some of your testing. So the reason to do this test is to check your reserves. So if you think about it like energy reserves or financial reserves, this is what you have to draw upon if there's stress. And today, the stress is gonna come in the form of a lemon. So your enzyme reserves were our first line of defense, right? For a lot of our immune response, for a lot of whether we pick up a parasite or a bacteria, it comes from our salivary enzymes. So the first thing we want you to do is swallow, I say 10 times, and then test your saliva. So we're gonna start there, and that's the first line here on getting started, right? I do agree, it would be fun to add I'm gonna take that suggestion. Someone just suggested that these strips should be included in one of the kits, and I think that is a fabulous idea, and I'm gonna take that back to my team. So one thing that you wanna do is if you're going to use a spoon, you're gonna need a new spoon for every time you spit in the spoon, or a new cup, or something, because you don't wanna mix the saliva, because after the first one, it's gonna be stressed by lemon. The other thing, caveat, is these are nitrazine strips. Do not put these directly in your mouth, okay? You can urinate on them, but do not put them in your mouth. You've got to spit on them or spit in a spoon and put it in there like that. Okay, so I'm gonna duck off camera. We're gonna all do this together. Let's get started. Things that you wanna have: a watch with a second hand or a timer. I'm gonna get my timer all ready. Some of us are doing this like right now together. Don't worry if you feel like you mess up or anything like that, and don't worry if you feel like you forgot to set your timer. We'll do this one together. And we're looking for directional information. So if it's, 52 seconds versus a minute and 10 seconds that you tested, it's okay. We're looking for a directional change after exposing the body to the stress of lemon. So by nature, we have a lot of salivary enzymes that are slightly alkaline by nature. We're going to stress those. Well, they're pretty buffered actually by nature. We're going to stress those with a very, very acidic lemon. So the first thing, we're all going to swallow our saliva together several times to make sure to clear our mouth, but also by swallowing several times together, it starts to get those salivary juices going. I'm going to swallow. Hi, Pam. 8, my mouth is feeling dry. 9 and 10. Okay, we're gonna duck off camera together and we're gonna get some saliva and we're gonna add it to our nitrazine strips. Do not put this in your mouth, okay? All right, so you guys, I'll be right back, just a second. Oh great, I hope you didn't hear that. I've never been a good spitter. And always when the kids, I could handle baby poop and I could handle changing diapers, but I don't know why. Linda Burke, you're not gonna be happy to hear me say this. When the kids were teething and they had a lot of saliva going on, it just got me. Okay, here is my sample. You can see that the color's slightly different. We're gonna take it over here and we're gonna match it you're gonna match it to your strip test, okay? And mine is right, I have mine's right about, I'd say, about a 6.6. So test your saliva. What number did you guys get? Where did you start? I'm gonna start right at about a 6.6. And if you're doing, so for my taste, it's a slight acidic. If you're doing this with us, again, I'm gonna test mine. I'd say it's right there, about a 6.6, not quite a 6.8. I'd love to call it that because that's the ideal when we're starting out in the morning. So I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, now we're gonna take, not this cup, that was gross, that was my saliva cup. We're gonna take the juice from a half of a lemon, a half a cup of water. Well, this is what you're gonna need, sorry. You're gonna need the juice of a lemon, you're gonna need a half a cup of water, a quarter cup of water, and a plastic spoon. And if you do it all the way, you need 9 pieces of litmus paper, but remember, like mine, I could tear it in half even this way right now and reuse it. I could use this second half. Okay, so you're gonna do the juice of half a lemon and some water. Now, when we were on the cruise and we were kind of doing what we could get done on a cruise, we all just did like this and just bit into the lemon. It is totally fine if you want to do that. Basically, we're just trying to stress your salivary enzymes. So that is not a problem at all. You can add some lemon and a little bit of water, and then you drink it down. After that, you're gonna take about a quarter cup of water and swish it around in your mouth and swallow. So let me talk about water here for a second. I need paper towels. If I were paper towels, if I hold my hand out like this, watch what happens. They appear in thin air. Okay, I'm gonna add my half a cup of water here to my lemon. Half a lemon, about a half a cup of water. It's just about a 50-50 ratio. And remember, when you do this much acidity in a lemon, right away you're gonna feel your parotid glands, and you're gonna feel that puckering feel. That's those parotid glands, those salivary enzymes, already starting to secrete buffering enzymes. So just so you're ready, get your timer ready before we drink down this water. And this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna drink down our water that has the lemon in it, right? Then we're gonna do just straight water. I don't want you to do distilled water. I don't want you to do like a water that has chlorinated minerals like Smart Water or something like that. I'd actually rather you do tap water. I know that sounds crazy because that also has chlorine in it. But for this reason, when you have a lot of those added chlorinated, sorry, Smart Water, I just bagged on you, chlorinated minerals, they can really disrupt the pH in the saliva. So I like spring water. You guys know I love Fiji as we call it in our house. And those of you that went on the cruise and looked for it, they gave us amazing discounts and bottles. We'll try and get that again for our whole community. So get your timer ready, get your lemon water ready, get your regular water ready, because after we drink the lemon water, we're gonna set a timer for 1 minute, okay? And then we're gonna retest our pH. So you'll see here, you have a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Ideally, what's gonna let's get this started and then we'll talk about it while we do it for the minute. Combine your juice, water, check, we did that. Get ready with our 1/4 cup of water, check, we did that. Begin the clock, and at the first minute, we will be testing the pH, and use the spoon, put the litmus paper into the slurry of saliva, you like that word, on the spoon. If the paper shows it's streaked, you can kind of stir the saliva up a little bit, and okay, we're gonna record this. You guys ready? All right, so cheers to everybody. Happy lemon water this morning. And as soon as we drink our regular water, swish it around and swallow it, then we're going to start the timer. Ready, set, let's go. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, where's the tequila and the salt, right? Okay. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but I already feel like I have a coating in my mouth, like I drank chalk. All right, let's drink about a 1/4 cup of water. A little bit more. Woo! Yeah, that's right. Janet just said that'll wake you up. That'll perk you up. That'll make your feet hit the floor, right? Okay, set my timer. Let's do a minute. Let's get our paper ready. Let's get our slurry spoon ready. Who all out there can feel that? Give anybody a little bit of a kick this morning? So I'm gonna take my lemon water cup and I'm gonna discard that so I don't accidentally use it to test my saliva. When you use your spoon and you're testing your pH, you can reuse it if you rinse it and then wipe it really well with a paper towel. You just don't want your saliva diluted at all with water. So we're about 40 seconds. I'm gonna count down with you and then we're gonna extract our slurry and check our pH again, okay? So again, I was at a 6.6. I was slightly just a smidge acidic. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's go time, guys. Ooh. Okay. Get it in there. I'm gonna stop my timer. Whoa. Okay, this is science in real time. I wanna show you how green mine is starting to turn. Can you guys see that? It's getting very dark. Look at the difference in the color from not stressed and stressed. This is me before lemons. This is me after lemons. So just by consuming that much lemon, did everybody reset their timer? Sorry about that. I'm gonna start it again because remember, we gotta do it at the 2 minute mark. We gotta test it again. So it's gonna go a little bit fast here for a second. It's not complicated. It's just something that you play with a little bit, okay? So remember, you drink lemon. Minute later, you test your pH. Test your pH first, then you drink lemon. Then you drink lemon, then you test your pH. Every minute for 5 minutes. So we're about at the 2 minute mark. I'm gonna say on your mark, get set, go, okay? I'm rinsing my spoon. I'm wiping it off. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You guys ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Debbie Burrows, did your pH go to a 5.8 after lemon or before lemon? I just saw Debbie Burrows posted that she was at 5.8. Okay, we're at the 2-minute mark. Guys, what has happened to your pH? This is mine. I want to show you. This is mine immediately after the lemon. See how mine's starting to lighten up? I'm starting to use my digestive reserves, and I'm starting to balance for the acidity that I was exposed in my body, okay? So this was first, before lemon. This was second, 1 minute after lemon, and this is 2 minutes after lemon. You'll start to see I'm starting to come back to homeostasis. We're gonna talk about it because I know that someone just said that they went acidic. I started at 6.6 and I went more acidic afterwards. All that tells us is that we don't have a lot of reserve to rebound from the stress of a lemon. So if you ever find yourself having more stress than eating a lemon, we've got to fix this so that you can adapt to it efficiently. Okay, guys, we're on minute 3. 5, ready, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going in. All right. So we're at the 3-second mark. Here we go. I'm starting to stabilize. This is before lemon. This is immediately after lemon. See how purple I went? This is starting to stabilize. Whoops, wrong one. And this is now at the 3-minute mark. So at the 3-minute mark, I'm right at a 6.8. I know this goes really fast. You get better and better at it as you go. So I was at about a 6.0 at the 2-minute mark. At the 1-minute mark, I was at a 7.6. Woo-hoo-hoo. I went really alkaline, which is what you want to happen to rebound after being exposed to acidity. But let's keep testing because sometimes I'll swing the other way. I think I'm all tough and healthy and I've got all this reserve and then I pitter out afterwards. So we're gonna count down to 10 again. I know this is going really fast, but this is why I wanted to do it together with you. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready to go? Keep going with me, guys. Keep this up. This is really important data. All right, here we go. So see, I started to swing a little more alkaline again. My body's not sure. It says, I thought I did a good job, but now I'm actually struggling a little bit to balance that. So I'm back at a 6.6. We're gonna go to the 5-minute mark and then we're gonna take a 5-minute break and test it again. We're gonna give our body a little bit more break. So I started at a 6.6. I want you guys to write this down. We need to have more discussion on this. I went to a 7.8, then I went to a 6.0, then I went to a 6.8, then I went to a 6.6. Actually, it's not true. I'm looking at my numbers here. I'm sorry. I went to a 7.8 and then I went to a 7.0. All right, guys, last time to test, and we're gonna take a 5-minute break and we're gonna keep talking about what this means and why, okay? Get your pH strips. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, check your number. And the numbers will change when you leave them sitting there for a long time. So you wanna check your number fairly quickly. And I am pretty much staying at a 6.6. So my body thought for a moment of this morning of being perfect, but then it reminded me that I'm only a 6.6 today. But I'm going to tell you what that tells me, what I'm going to actually do for myself today. And I have an idea of why I'm a 6.6, and I'll share that with you too. Okay, I'm going to stop the timer for a second. We're going to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to reset it. We're going to talk for 5 minutes, and then we're going to check our pH one more time and see where we're at, okay? Just going to regroup here for a second. If you lost us somewhere along the way or you haven't done this yet, it's totally okay. You're going to start by testing your pH. You swallow 10 times because that encourages the body to replenish what you've swallowed with secreting new enzymes. So it gives us a little more of a true reading of what your salivary enzyme reserve is to kick it off. So I want you to swallow 10 times, and then you're going to check your pH. Then you're going to make some lemon water. It's a half a cup of water with a half of the juice of a lemon. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to evoke a stress on the body that tells us how you respond to stress. After you drink that, you're going to take a 1/4 cup of water. It needs to be natural spring water. I don't want ionized water. I don't want pH stabilized water. I don't want water that minerals are added to it. Definitely don't want distilled water for this test. You're going to swish it around. You're going to swallow that water, and you're going to start with your first test. Your first test is you've done your first test. You're going to start with your first test post swallowing lemon water, drinking the lemon water. And you're going to do that for every minute. And really, we should do it for about 6 minutes or 6 testing. What in the body's natural response should be, or our ideal response should be, is that we produce a lot of alkaline enzymes in order to buffer that exposure to the acidity. Like if we're trying to create balance, right? We put a bunch of acidity in. We need to pull that balance up by secreting more and more alkaline enzymes so we can create a homeostasis. So we typically go alkaline, and then we come and we stabilize. The ideal reserve indicator is at about the 3-minute mark. But you need to be able to create a homeostasis and hold that homeostasis. So I started out a little bit acidic. I started out at a 6.6. I went alkaline. I had a nice proper response. I thought about stabilizing at a 6.8, but then I came back down to a 6.6. The timing of this is really, there's 2 times when we check. It's very similar to testing for cortisol. 2 times that this is a really good time is as early as possible in the morning and around 4 o'clock or afternoon. Those are when we have our biggest or our largest autonomic nervous system shifts, and so those are really good indicators. But again, you can get a lot of data by testing this at any time. Ideally, it's away from a meal about 2 hours. So we're going to test. We got another 2 minutes, and we're going to test again. And again, if you are using micronutrients to heal the metabolism, which is the only way to heal the metabolism, not says me, but says science, we have to extract our micronutrients from the foods that we consume. In order to extract our micronutrients, we have to digest them and break them down. So this is one reason why digestive reserves are so important with clients for us. Do we drink spring water or swallow 10 times before? No, you don't do anything before each test. You don't put anything else in your mouth. You just want to see what you do all in your mouth. That's a great question. Someone said, do I drink water in between? No. We want your mouth to get dry. We want you to have to secrete the enzymes, and we don't want water to help moisturize the mouth. The other thing that we have to remember is that our enzymes help open all of the receptor sites for all of our hormones. So the hormones that reduce inflammation, that regulate blood pressure, that create hair growth. So this is a great test. It's not diagnostic. It's interesting that my body has a hard time rebounding enzymatically from this stressor that we call lemons. Okay, get ready. We're going to test at 1. This is going to be the 5-minute mark. Meanwhile, as you've noticed, I've done nothing but talk. Sorry, guys. I have not eaten or drank anything. This is a great like Sunday fun day thing to do. It would not be a bad thing to do this together as a community every Sunday, to see how you're doing, to see what's going on. Once a week would be a great idea to test this. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna test at the 5-minute mark. You guys ready? Got your pH strips? Remember, don't put it in your mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going in. All right. So some of you might find that you've now rebounded super acidic, or you've now rebounded super alkaline. You want to work, I work super hard on this for myself because of having an autoimmune disorder that's pro-inflammatory, and you know, having had ovarian cysts, lots of hormone issues. I actually work very, very hard on this. So I'm a little bit, when I do the cleanse, it always really, even if I do it every month, it always really makes an impact in my body. And I am recognizing I'm still at a 6.6. Let me show this to you guys. Oops, upside down is kind of my jam lately, right? Upside down or sideways. See if I can put it right by it. And that's at a 6.6. So what this is telling me is I'm at least stable and dysfunctional. No, I'm stable and a little too acidic. So sometimes when I do the cleanse, if I don't add in a lot of vegetables that I chew, I don't get enough salivary enzymes. So a lot of you might not know this about me, but I was in a very severe car accident. And as part of the car accident, I fractured. I had 7 surgeries from this side over. One of the things that happened to me was I shattered these teeth on this side. So people are like, you're not gonna tell them this. And I fractured my front teeth. And so I did not want to do root canals or implants, so for myself. So I have, oh, Linda, you could help me. And we did all the biological testing, but I have some bonding material on my teeth. And now you guys are gonna look at my teeth every time, and anyway, I won't be self-conscious. But what that happened with me is that it really lowered my enzymatic output digestively. It really disrupted my bite. It really disrupted so I have to make sure that I chew a lot. And when I chew a lot, really kind of exercises those salivary enzymes and that parotid gland. And so on this cleanse, like normally I do a lot of celery, cucumbers, radishes, things that, I'm not really chewing on. Or even the turkey jerky is a really good one, and I haven't been. So I have a feeling that that's why mine is a little bit on the acidic side. Yes, thank you. Linda's helping me. I had composite material put on my front teeth. So it's kind of anyway, I won't be self-conscious. But in that process, I recognize that I really have to make sure. It's one of the reasons why, thank you, my teeth are beautiful, Linda. It's one of the reasons why I have to make sure that I do like the roasted garbanzo beans, things that that actually stress my jaw a little bit, or that I have to chew on. So when you guys have our turkey jerky and you go, oh my gosh, Haylie, it's a little bit chewy, I'll say, yes, I did that on purpose. It's for my health, and it's for your health too. So I'm always thinking of these things. So I would, what I think we should do is we're going to test it one more time I'm almost there in 5 minutes. What I would like us to do is any people, that are open to posting their sheet when they're done. I've kind of stabilized at a 6.6. I do hang out though and still test it again. This is something, as long as you don't put anything in your mouth, that you can, go and do some other things. And when the timer goes off, check it in 5 minutes. But the normal homeostasis is created right at about the 3-minute mark. So I'm going to give you just a quick example. If you do this and you go acidic and your body doesn't rebound quickly and have a strong alkaline response, and maybe you dip even below your original number. I saw some people say that. We want to go kind of from the top, bottom, and see where we need to help with hormone secretion. So, I'm sorry, enzymatic secretion. So we want to think there's a lot of components to this, but right away, we want to think maybe about doing the 7-day pH testing protocol. I printed that out. It is in your member section. When we get full staff back again tomorrow, I know this is on the weekend, I'll have them put these links in our resource section too, but I just didn't want to grab anybody on a Sunday and make them do it. Yes, if you're not chewing, you likely aren't secreting really well. Carla, that was a phenomenal summation of what I just said. With each meal, you should be singing happy birthday to me, and that's how, just like how long you should wash your hands, you should chew each bite. I'll have to post that groovy video that I did. You should be chewing each bite. I cannot tell you how inexpensive and effective chewing is for your metabolism. Okay, so the goal on the pH is a 6.8 urine and saliva. Again, I know this shows on Facebook backwards, but we'll put this in the resource page. It's in your member section. It's under your 7-day pH testing in the toolkit section. So this one right here has a very specific protocol. The reason why, if a person has, I at least want you to be following the trend, right? So you start out just slightly under 7, you go really alkaline after the stress of a lemon, and then you stabilize to where you were. Even if you started out at a 6 and you went to a 7 and you came back to a 6, I at least would like if you followed that trend. If you have what we call a reverse trend, meaning that you go lower and you don't mount that alkaline response, or you're not stabilizing, you go up and down, I would definitely suggest going to the 7-day pH testing protocol. Maybe we can't pull it off this fast metabolism challenge. Don't forget, right after this 10-day challenge, we're jumping right onto a fast metabolism challenge. But maybe the next FMD challenge, we could do like a 7-day pH testing protocol or something. I could take you guys through that for those days. We'll look into that. So again, we're gonna do one last testing and then we're gonna wrap it up. I want you guys to post your questions. I want you guys to play with this. Don't be afraid. That's why I said tear your strips in half, so you don't feel, we try to make these really inexpensive on our website, and they're good ones. They can be more expensive at the drugstore, but anything that's like diagnostic, I really try to make sure, or self-diagnostic, self-explorative, I should say. I really try to make sure that you guys can get access to them as easily as possible. So we're up on our last. So let's do this. This is our last 5 minutes. I'm just gonna see, mind you, I have had no water, no food. I'm just seeing how my body's responding to the fact that I added a half a lemon into the diet. Right now, at this point, I should be creating all kinds of fabulous alkaline ash. The gallbladder should be really enriching its lecithin pool, which, remember, lecithin is an emulsifier for fats. The small intestine should have really good vasodilation and be all excited about absorbing nutrients that are coming down the pike. There's a lot of great things. It's one of the reasons why people do lemon water and apple cider vinegar in the morning as a digestive aid, as a digestive tonic. But we really want to see what your body needs. There's really specific recommendations after you do the 7-day pH testing protocol. If you're not taking digestive enzymes, they're great. It's the digestive, the probiotic, and the fatty acids are like, here, everybody take those. In our household, in our world, that can help resolve this fairly quickly. If you don't take mine, just make sure that you take one that has the word pancreatin, 10x in it. And 8x is good, a 10x is better. If lemon or lime juice is better for you, someone just asked me, how can I tell if lemon or lime juice is better? That's in the 7-day pH testing protocol. Oh, okay, hold on, guys. It's time for us. Let's test this last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, dyslexic moment, 1. Okay. So I'm just, getting boring over here. I'm staying pretty stable at a 6.6. I have to tell you that this was life-changing for me. I'm still at a 6.6. I really, when I was coming off of prednisone, and I had a lot of damage to my right kidney, I really had a hard time responding how you should respond maybe to a natural therapy or acupuncture, or even I wouldn't hold my chiropractic adjustments. My platelets were awful, and getting my ecosystem balanced really made a difference in my responsiveness to putting good things into my body. So you know, if you do a burn or a cleanse or the FMD and you don't feel like your body has enough reserve in order to let weight go or stabilize your blood chemistry or reduce inflammation, if you don't feel like you have the reserve, this is a great place to start looking, and a great place to use as a protocol for progress, right? So let's say, for example, if you tested this every Sunday and you employed one of the nutrition programs that we have, our goal would be that we have the right support supplementally and the right support from a success booster perspective, that we start to get this better and better and better. So I'm just gonna, how many times do I take Metabolism Enzyme? So I take Metabolism Enzyme, great question, Debbie. I'm gonna answer 2 more and then they're telling me I have to wrap it up. Always in trouble. I take my digestive enzymes with each meal. I usually do, especially if I have a heavy protein, I have to be really careful with inflammation. So I'll do 3. If it's a lighter protein, I'll do 1 to 2. If I get myself in trouble, like with my shoulder the other day, you guys know I am a rancher and a farmer, and we were moving really heavy cattle panels, and my husband dropped a panel. I get to blame him for a minute. This is the only thing I can fault him with. And he dropped a panel, and it kind of really jerked on my shoulder hard. And so I added some extra metabolism enzymes and extra free radicals between meals to help reduce those inflammatory hormones. And I don't, because of I don't like it anyway, but I don't take ibuprofen or acetaminophen because of the particular blood-based autoimmune disorder that I have. So I have to be really careful with anti-inflammatories. So I went and popped some extra enzymes and some extra free radicals. So because my shoulder, was the disaster from the car accident, I have to be very careful that it doesn't get swollen, because then I get kind of in this inflammation cascade. So for reduction in inflammation, I use them between meals, and I use because again, I have an autoimmune disorder. I am convinced that I was born with the world's slowest metabolism, which manifested in, eczema and all kinds of things, food allergies. So I'm very diligent with my metabolism enzymes. I take them right while I'm having my meal. They're not like, they don't have a betaine HCl. With the betaine HCl, which this is like they're okay, but I feel like they're crutch enzymes. I don't feel like they're therapeutic as far as the healing process. If you have an enzyme that's very strong, the primary ingredient is hydrochloric acid, betaine HCl, that I like those pre-meal, but ours you can take with meals or without meals because of the way they're formulated. So I really like, I just pop mine during my meal. I should show you my backpack. I have a little vitamin thing. So, all right, guys, I hope this piqued your interest in your body. I hope this made you fascinated, maybe feel a little more comfortable. We should do more of this because there's a lot of great reflex testing, with thyroid. There's a lot of scratch tests for adrenal reserve. There's a lot of great things that you can do to ask your body, kind of what's going on. So there's no, this isn't a test where you're being graded. This isn't a test where you have to be perfect on the timing. Just try to go in that general direction and be gentle with your body and be in awe. So someone asked about lemons or limes. This test is designed for a lemon. If you do the 7-day pH testing protocol, depending on if you're acid, alkaline, acid, and I'm doing urine, saliva, urine, it will give an indication if you do better with lemons or limes. So it really takes a full 7-day pH protocol for me to decide. or for your body to decide, or for you to give us enough information to give an indication of lemon or lime being better. But it is a worthy test, that 7-day pH test. And this lemon challenge test would be a great one, I'm just saying, to check about every Sunday and work towards getting this balanced. All right, guys, I hope this was fun. I hope this was interesting. I hope I exposed you to something new and different. And in my complete chronic imperfection that is who I am, I hope that you feel that you're not alone in this process. And I hope that you feel that there are more and more ways to kind of engage with your body and not feel so distant or separated from your body, especially when you're under stress. So tomorrow we're going to be hosting a live watch party. Tomorrow is, somebody give me the calendar. Tomorrow is Monday. This is a good one. So tomorrow is engaging a health team. You're going to want to make sure that you have I've called it two different things. One, Dear Dr. Sanders letter, and the other is engaging a health practitioner. Again, we'll get it up in the resource section. I'm not going to drag my team in on a Sunday, but it's the request for care sheet. If you guys don't have that, I suggest you print out your health wish list and fill it out. I suggest you print out your request for care and your self-assessment questionnaire. You'll see I took a community member through the process of taking those two sheets that allow us to ponder and creating a very strategic and defined request for care. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's awesome. We recorded it, and we're going to be hosting it as a live watch party where myself and my team will all be there to answer questions and guide you. And then Tuesday will be a supplement roundtable, which also was really cool to record. And then don't forget, Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, it's walk and talk. So we're gonna get out and exercise together. I don't care if you're walking around your kitchen counter. I don't care if you're, whatever it is, going out on a hike with me. We're gonna spend that time together. So you guys have an awesome day. I hope you had fun science geeking out with me. Talk to you soon.